Hi, everyone. I am going to talk briefly in this live about how thought leaders or academics can use the diffusion of innovation theory to understand how to grow their platform and build their brand and take the work and research that you do to the next level. And my creative coach got me thinking about the diffusion of innovation theory in a way that actually applied to my platform and my brand, because as a professor of communication, and as someone with a degree in marketing, I'm used to thinking of the diffusion of innovation theory in terms of big brands and big products, but it's actually very useful in thinking about your own personal academic brand and how you can grow it. And more importantly, the things that you should be focusing on in order to grow your brand and amplify your platform. Now, this is just one piece in understanding um, the tools and methods behind growing your platform, but it's very useful in understanding how you can do that. So, the diffusion of innovation. The diffusion of innovation theory categorizes people based on innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and the laggards. I don't think you can see the term on the far right hand side of the screen. Those are the laggards. And so in this model, we're not really going to be focusing on the laggards. We really want to understand deeply what's happening in the innovator and early adopter space, because those are the people that you should be focusing on. Now, as you can see in this diagram, early majority and late majority are the majority of people, right? That's kind of everybody's dream, right? If we're an academic and we're thinking about people like Brene Brown and those sort of academics who everyone knows, they've managed to translate their research in a way where mostly everyone knows them. They've reached the place on this diagram where the majority of people have adopted the thing that they're selling or adopted their brand. So 66% of people fall in the early majority and late majority category. And our first inclination might be to think, yeah, I want to get in front of the 66%, right? How do I reach them? How do I reach them? How do I make them happy? But actually, as you're building your academic brand, you actually want to be focused on the innovators and the early adopters. So innovators are those people that are going to be risk takers, right? Those are going to be what I like to call your day ones, right? The people that already might be following your work, the people outside of academia, particularly since I teach academics how to grow their work outside of academia. You might have some early fans, right? Some early people that want to read your books, that tune into your videos, that follow you on social media. The things that describe the innovators are risk takers. They want to be the first, right? They want to be the first to get that new music, to get that new iPhone, right? It's just a function of their personality. And a lot of us have innovators that follow us right now. But this whole diagram, what you're looking at, is all about social pressure. So the key is to get the innovators to apply pressure to the early adopters so that the early adopters also care about your brand and the thing that you're selling. And then the early adopters put social pressure on the early majority, because now the early majority is getting positive feedback and testimonials. Oh, don't you know Sheena Howard? Don't you know her work? X, Y, and Z. So what you should be focusing on this diagram are the people that already follow you, the people that care about your work. If you haven't done the work to start amplifying your platform and getting in front of more people and doing media spots and things like that, you want to start doing those so that you can understand who your fan base is, so that you can make them happy, post on social media, offer them content, get your mailing list up, make them super happy so that they can put social pressure on all of the other pieces of this theoretical framework so that you can get to that centerpiece and reach the 66%. Now, one other thing that I want to mention, because there's a lot more to this, but I like to keep these lives short. One other thing that I like to remember is the chasm here. So most people that are building a brand or selling a product, they never make it past this chasm. And one of the main reasons why is because they're so focused on creating content for the early majority and the late majority who actually are not your day ones, right? Who actually are not convinced about what you have to offer yet. They're so busy trying to reach this part of the diagram that they leave their early day ones, their innovators behind, and they don't focus on them. So make the people that are already following you happy. Figure out who your audience is. Figure out who that 2% is, that 3.5% that already follow you. There's lots of ways and tools and tactics that I can show you how to do this. There'll be a link somewhere around here to join the Power Your Research Masterclass for free, so you can learn more of the specific tools to getting yourself over this chasm to reach a large majority of people. So throw some questions in the chat if you have them. I'm happy to elaborate. But my call to action for you is to sign up for the Power Your Research Masterclass, so you can learn more of these tools and techniques and start implementing them today. All right. Peace.